What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? So we are back. We are back. We are back with a whole new week worth of Beyond the Gates. Okay, Beyond the Gates season 1, episode 134 to 138. Girl, let's just get into it. Hopefully this won't even be a long video because, truthfully, the main thing is it's so hard to say goodbye to Dougie Dougie. First of all, Doug, you kind of brought that on your own. You brought that on yourself. I'm sorry that it happened. Didn't want you to go out like that, but baby, they set you up so bad so that you can get out of here. Also, that woman can go ahead and have her fun and her cake and eat it too and get it eaten. And truth be told, the way that she was playing around in that bed with Joey, girl, let me tell you something. Doug, you gotta disappoint me, okay? Because, listen, you let that older man, that older Caucasian gentleman, do all those things to your wife that you supposed to be doing. You the one that's supposed to be keeping her up on your toe, on her toes, whatever. You let her go back home. You'd have let her go back home. God damn. Okay, and I can't even be mad at her for doing it, you know? Like, I actually like Vanessa. Vanessa is actually one of my favorite characters on here because she stands in her wholeness. And I get it because they obviously have an arrangement. And, you know, if he okay with it, which he really wasn't, but he was because he allowed it to keep on going. What am I supposed to say? But I mean, he ain't got no say no more. He ain't got no say no more. Um, let's just go people by people, character by character. Tomas and Eva, we saying the same thing all the time, okay? At the end of the Disney, I need them to go ahead and hook up. Now, usually, you know, I'm on Kat's side with the whole, you know, being upset with the girl and not really want to be cool with her and all that stuff. Because I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. If I was in Kat's situation and you know somebody that same situation happened to my family, and then I come to find out that the person that helped break up my family, who infiltrated my family, is actually my relative, baby, blood or not, half blood or not, we I don't have anything for you. I may not be that angry or, you know, right outwardly be so angry, but there will be no connection. There will be no, you know, interaction. You wouldn't know nothing about me. I wouldn't care to know anything about you. No, you cannot have my phone number. No, you cannot have my email. I'm finding you on social media and I'm blocking you because you don't need to know nothing about me. I don't want no dealings. That's just really how it is. Now, if it was the other way where, oh, this person is seeking out to try to find out who their father is or their mother is, and you know they didn't do it in such a devious way, it wasn't no plot to take down and all this stuff, and it was purely innocent because you purely literally wanted to know and there was no evil intentions behind it, then yeah, we can probably try to get to know each other because you're a victim in this as well. But the way that they did it, absolutely not. So I'm not mad at you know, Kat going at Eva the way that she was going at. Like I said from jump, the only thing that I was mad at Kat was talking about Eva clothes, okay? Because truth be told, Kathleen, is her name Catherine or Kathleen? I'm pretty sure it's Catherine. But girlfriend, Eva was having some good clothes. I don't give a good goddamn. Eva got a nice little wardrobe. They want to talk down on it, but Eva had a nice little wardrobe prior to her getting a little come ups with her daddy to now. Okay, she got a little nice wardrobe. I would rather have her wardrobe than yours. That's no shade. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't need all that money to dress good, you know? Thrifting is cool, okay? So there's that. But every time something goes on with Kat and Tomas, this is why they can't get anywhere. And this is why Kat is always pissed off at Tomas, because she knows. You cannot tell me that she does not know that each and every time that she either sees him with Eva or she knows that he's around Eva, that they're not discussing her. And that's exactly what's going on. You already know how your girlfriend feels about her half sister, right? You know how she feels about it. You know how that's a very, very sore spot. Okay, it's going to take some time to get over it if she ever gets over it. And you continue to just violate her in the way by telling y'all business to her. Yes, Kat is telling her business about their relationship to her cousin that she is close to, okay? That she has no issue with. You are telling y'all business to somebody that she does not like and that she know don't like her because she don't like her. Same thing. Like come on. And it's somebody that you know that wants you and you wants her. And I just want y'all to stop playing with each other and just go ahead and fuck around because you and Kate is not gonna be it. Now Leslie came over there in the last episode, today's episode. She wanna stay up in the hotel room where Eva is staying at, right? And she brought out the condo that they're staying at so that Eva can stay there at that place. She only want to stay there so that Ted can be up in there and she can play around with Ted. That's just all that it is. And even Eva said, girl, I just really don't understand how come you just won't give this up. Ted is not, he don't want you. It's not going to happen, okay? And in that sense of the situation, you got Leslie telling Eva, you need to go ahead and try to get with Tomas. Because Eva had said, because you're the one that told me not to do nothing with that man. But look at what you're doing. Baby, now we're clearly seeing again, mother and daughter are literally the same. You're pining over a man that is not yours, that's with somebody else. And not somebody in the same family that your mother is pining over. You know what I'm saying? So history is literally repeating itself, but in various degrees. But honestly, the only difference is Tomas really does want Eva, and he just won't admit it yet. He know he does. I'm pretty sure Kat knows he does. And I'm going to need them to go ahead and stop playing and get it together because it's getting goddamn ridiculous at this point. Leslie, and then for Eva to meet up with Martin at Orphe Jean's, right? And then trying to say that the Duprees or whatever is attacking and ganging up on her mama. I'm so glad Martin said that shit, and he said it in a calm way. Okay, he said it in a calm way. He said, well, you know, your mother, she came in here and basically broke up my mother and my father, and now she's so hell-bent on being pissed off at my mom and going after my mom and thinking that my mom stole her husband from Leslie, and she had no idea who she was ever in life. The fact that Eva had to sit there and be like, well, can we move on to another subject? Because he was correct, right? He was 100% correct. But I'm going to need them to get that together. Anyway, moving on from that, since we're talking about Orphe Jeans, let's talk about these goddamn kids, Samantha and Terrell, and June. Let me tell you something. Only part about June's story that I did not understand this particular week was when Naomi and Jacob was at the restaurant, right? They was at the little diner. And then Naomi had went to the bathroom. She comes home, and I think this was on Thursday's episode. She comes home and she realizes, or her and Jacob was in the mood. They was about to get it in. And Jacob was like, well, bitch, where your goddamn rings at? And she was like, oh my God, where's my rings? Oh no, I can't find my rings. And they made it seem, because in the description, they said, 2 people suffer a big loss. And so I was like, oh my God, we already know it's going to be Doug and Vanessa, but who else? Naomi, what was the loss? She lost her rings. I said, oh my God, what? That was so random. That was so stupid if you ask me, because if they weren't going to play it like I thought they was going to play it, because what wound up happening is she tore the place up trying to find a ring. Of course, she was in her feelings. She was feeling bad. She was feeling down because those her wedding rings. You know what I'm saying? That's sentimental. You know, that's symbolic and everything, right? And so we go over to Orphe Jeans, and then Ted comes in towards the end of the night. He just wanted some coffee. I'm like, you wanted some coffee? You could have just went to Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, but and through the drive-through. But okay, cool. We got to support small businesses, right? Black on, back on, back on. And June was, soon as June saw him, baby, June was just like heart eyes. I said, so all the women's in Fairmont Crest want Ted, because y'all remember the gossip bitch wanted Ted too. Leslie want Ted, Nicole want Ted, but she can't, she don't want to say that she still want him because she hurt as hell. And at this point in time, I don't know if she completely done, but for right now, she done, okay? Who else want Ted? We already know Leslie. Okay. We saw Peaches had a little thing, it was a little slight connection they was trying to make happen or whatever. And then now we got June, because I mean, June was just looking at him like, damn, bitch, damn, I want some. It was just giving that. They having conversations, and then we get into this whole symbolic situation about what ring stands for and who might, because June found the rings in the bathroom. She didn't know who they were and who were they? You know what I'm saying? And so Ted get into this whole thing, looking at the rings and talking about what they symbolize and, what the person could have done. They probably took it off if they was done with the person and just left it there, or they probably was washing their hands and forgot it. That type of situation, right? The whole time June is just standing up here and like, oh, wow. I said, you know what, June, hey, you might got a chance, because at this point, it look like Ted for everybody. But that's either here or there. And so, Ted leaves, and June looked at the ring again, and she was like, I know who these are. These are Naomi. Because next thing you know, we see when Naomi and Jacob come back into on the film, and I need them to film in a different part of the house. Because every time we see Naomi and Jacob, and when they're at their home, they're in their bedrooms, okay? The episode 1 started off with them in their bedrooms, and they have been in their bedroom ever since, okay? They live in a one-room place. Are they renting a room? Are they renting a room? Can we see something else? Listen, we done seen Danny room, we done seen Danny little thing, and we seen the living room, the kitchen, and all of that. Can we see something else just like that? Okay. But she was like, thank God June came over and she gave us the rings and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. And I was like, that's it? Now, the whole time I was thinking this would have made this so juicy, because at this point, I'm going to be real honest. Naomi and Jacob, they're my second least favorite. Well, I ain't even going to say that. They're my third least favorite couple, because least favorite couple, Ashley and Derek. Second least favorite, Bill and Haley. And then the third least favorite is Naomi and Jacob. Naomi and Jacob, they're too goody two-shoed. They irritate me so much, because I'm so over Naomi for the fact that I know she was trying to do a good thing, and she did not think that this was going to happen, but the way that she kept pressing after she found out what was going on, and then the way that your brother-in-law and your brother is acting or whatever when it comes to this closed adoption, she has no boundaries. That's just what I feel like. And then Jacob, just too goddamn self-righteous. Oh my God, I cannot stand him. Or him mostly. She don't really bother me, but it's Jacob, which spills off over to her. And I'm like, you're going to have to do something about him, okay? Tell him to loosen up his goddamn belt, because he just do too much. But I'm thinking that what would have made this a little spicy, because we got to have a little bit of drama. That's what, listen, I look at the soap opera for some goddamn drama, bitch, okay? I thought that was going to make it. As soon as I saw that June was the one that found the rings, I thought they was going to come up in there and kind of blame June and be like, oh, so we did all of this for you, got you cleaned up, got you help, and, found your kids and got you a job and got you a place to stay, because June's staying at the shelter, right? And it's one of the places where they tried to get her a room before. And so, she's doing good. She finally took them up on that. And I thought they was going to come in and do all of that. I did all of this, and you going to do this. This how you repay me. This how you repay us by taking my rings and all this stuff. What was you going to do? You was going to go pawn it and get the money for it and skip town or some shit, or go get high? I thought it was going to be something like that, because, baby, that would have been good. That, bitch. Anyway, I had some salad, and there go the dressing on my shirt. Girl, goddamn, I'll fix it later. But I was like, oh my God, that one would have been good. That would have started some drama. And then maybe we see, because you know how they always have one character going through some mess, and then they try to get good, and then it's something that's stumbling back. I thought that this was what it was going to do. But no, that's not what happened. It ended real cute. I was like, so what was the point? What was the point? Okay? Theodore and his feelings, at the end of the day, Theodore, you did what you did. You did what you did. And that's just really what it is. But let me get back to June and them. Samantha has taken to June. Like, Samantha, you can really tell that Samantha really missed having a mother. Or she just truly, truly needs a woman figure constantly in her life that is not too older than her, which is a mother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she got her grandma, but her grandmother is older. And then she got her great grandma, and she's older. And so she needs somebody that's a little bit, you know, kind of youthful still to talk to. And that's what she's doing with her mother. So I'm not surprised that she's taken to her, asking her information about boys and all this stuff, and woo. They hug it out and everything. And my whole situation about this, the bad thing about this is that Smitty didn't know that they was talking, and Martin was the one that had brought the kids over there to see her, or I should say Samantha over there to see her at Orphy Jeans. Smitty got all up in Smitty. I'm gonna tell you this, literally 9 out of 10, I'm gonna be on your side. But on this part, I'm not, because I feel like I know you have a more so emotional connection to the kids because you found them in that messed up position. And it's because of you that you guys have them. You know what I'm saying? You told your husband, listen, we need to take care of these kids, and they let you get them. You know what I'm saying? I get it. So you're scared. You don't want those kids to go through the same hurt again, or disappointment or anything of that such. You're probably feeling like maybe it's going to come a point in time where they're going to be talking to June way more than you, and probably X you out the picture and be like, you're not my mom, you're not my dad, or anything like that. That's not going to happen, okay? But you are becoming like Martin. I would have expected Martin to be doing some shit like this. But Smitty said absolutely the fuck not. Okay? You got Smitty. All right? That's Smith to the E. That's what you got, because I'm not playing on listen, I said what? Smitty, you gotta calm down. He was pissed off at Martin. He went down there to Orphy Jeans to get Samantha. He came at June and was like, listen, bitch. That's basically what he wanted to say. You left them kids in a fucked up position. It's cool and all that you getting yourself together, but I don't be up here trying to talk to my kids, because I need you to understand, just because you gave birth to them, that don't mean shit, bitch. These are my kids, all right? And I'm just like, you know what, Smitty, you're doing a lot. But then eventually he was like, okay, you know what? If they want to come see you, you can see them or whatever, but keep that shit cute. And I was like, God damn, Smitty. Like, I get it, but they're teenagers. They're growing up, and they're going to do what they want to do. If you keep on holding the string so tight, that's going to make them want to go behind your back. Be thankful that they talk to at least one of y'all instead of just doing it behind your back. And then that would have been the moment when something actually did happen and go wrong. And you have no idea, and you will feel even more guilty that, man, they have to go behind our backs to do this, and this wind up happening, hurting them, and all this stuff, and then you wind up getting pissed off at Naomi for bringing her into their life and all this shit. Girl, sir, calm it down, okay? Calm it down. Another people that I want to calm down, bitch, Danny and goddamn Andre. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it was cute or whatever, but at the same time, it's goofy. It was goofy as shit, bitch. Go ahead and get the annulment papers, all right? Listen, come on, Britney Spears. Y'all remember when Britney Spears got married to that man and they got annulled and divorced or whatever, like 55 hours later? Bitch, y'all thought Britney was doing something now. Y'all think she was doing something now. Bitch, Britney was doing some shit then, okay? And we should have known. We should have known then. She was trying to break free, baby. We should have known they was over there trying to control her, and this was her act of rebellion when she got married to that man, okay? And I'm talking about just about every man she got married to, okay? It was an act of rebellion right before she cut her hair off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead and get it to know. My thing is, how do you be drunk that much? How do you be drunk so many hours without sobering up and realizing what's going on? Because they was drunk in the DMV. They're in Maryland, okay? Either they in Virginia or Maryland. Which one? Washington. Okay, well, they up in Washington, D.C. Virginia or Maryland? Virginia. They're in Virginia. And they was drunk as shit. They was drunk as shit that day. Okay, cool. So they get to the airport. They was drunk as hell up in Danny's place, right? When they came, and then they went to, no, they was at Orphy Jeans. Or they was at Uptown. And then they went over there. And then they get to Danny's place. Then they went to the airport. They still drunk. Okay? Because, yeah, they at the little bars and shit they drinking. I understand that. But you mean to tell me You mean to tell me you listen, they ain't real drunks. They ain't play this right. They ain't play this right, to be quite honest, because if they was drinking as much as they was drinking, unless they's like some professional drinkers and they know how to, I don't know. But I just think, how the fuck is you drunk on a whole plane flight that long? You ain't sleep that shit off? You ain't sleep at all? Because I can see being drunk before you get on the plane and then having another drink while you on the plane and eventually passing out. Because listen, let me see how long a plane ride to Vegas from Virginia. Virginia to Las Vegas flight time. Bitch, that's 5 hours if it's nonstop. That's 5 hours if it's nonstop, okay? Maybe, 5 hours if it's, or maybe 5.5 hours, 5 to 6 hours nonstop. So you mean tell me you ain't sleep it off a little bit and that shit didn't come down to the point where you get off the plane, you still drunk as shit? They up in Vegas and they still drinking. They go to the chapel and they was trying to get married by a Sammy Davis impersonator because that was Andre's favorite person or whatever. Cutting the fan down, Sammy had, his shift was over with, and guess who popped out? An Anita Dupree, or I should say Anita Williams impersonator, played by Miss Anita Williams herself. Okay, the actress that played Anita Williams, trying to play like, an impersonator and be exaggerated and completely opposite Anita Dupree, who was so just uptight, I guess. And so this one was so loose, whatever. She was fun. I ain't even gonna hold you. Because when she started taking the pictures and doing the shit with the selfies, because Miss Anita Dupree is not gonna do that. That shit was cute. I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay? When they started singing her songs with the vowels and everything, that was cute. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay? But for them to get and be like, how do you, and I'm pretty sure this happens to people, baby, it's giving the Hangover, okay? It's giving the Hangover, the movie, where they blocked out all of that time or whatever it is that they did. I have never, and maybe it's because I've never been that blacked out drunk. I've gotten drunk to the point that I did black out, but it was only for like a couple of hours or an hour or whatever, and then I got back up, and then we went home. That's just what it was. Mind you, I blacked out in the car. Okay, we was dropping somebody off at the train station, and girl, it was a ride to the train station. I just know we came out the club and I was throwing up on the side of the road at the train station. I didn't know how we got there. You know what I'm saying? And so there's that, but it never gave all of that. And I'm just like, how y'all functioning? Bitch, they get to the hotel room. Girl, they could barely do anything. They woke up together trying to, I said, oh, I know the fucking headache that y'all about to have. My God. They're about to have one hell of a hangover. Girl, they looked over to the side and they see the marriage certificate over there. And I just said, yeah, that's what y'all did. Andre, you suggested that y'all go get married. And Danny, you gonna listen to his ass. He is the young one compared to you. You supposed to have more sense. Okay? Meanwhile, they was trying to get that shit in all. Then Andre like, wait, hold on. He want to stay in the house with them, with her. We gonna see that on next week's episodes. Talk about some, let me move in with you. Bitch, no, Andre. Andre and Danny are literally the same people, but in different fonts. Let me explain. They're both doing all of this because they both got rejected by the people that they really want. She still hung up on Bill. He still hung up on Ashley, right? He finds out Ashley is going to get married to Derek. She finds out that Haley basically told Bill not to be fucking with her like that no more, and to, the lines and the boundaries got a little bit blurred. Ain't nothing changed. We ain't never getting back together. We ain't never, ever getting back together, okay? Who's saying that? Please tell me that's not a Taylor Swift song. Oh, God. But they're never getting back together, according to him. That's what he was saying. So she was in her feelings, he and her, they feelings, And remember, at one point in time, Andre had to come at Danny about her alcohol uses and everything. But now y'all getting drunk as fuck together. Now y'all acting out because y'all can't get what y'all want and y'all can't deal with y'all feelings the way that y'all need to, like adults, okay? So what y'all do, y'all go get on the plane and go to Vegas and get drunk and get married. And it was his suggestion, right? Then you come back and, you still crashing out because Bill don't want nothing to do with you at this moment. No, Bill had the nerve to come over there to the crib and to cuss her ass out. We'll get to that in a second, okay? And then, Ashley overhears that Danny and and Andre got married or whatever. So now she and her feelings. Andre and her, they confront each other, whatever. And then because of that whole situation, next thing you know, on next week's episode, we see him crashing out in his way because of another rejection by Ashley by saying, well, hell, Danny, why don't I just move in with you right now? Bitch, they the same people. They are the same people, different fonts, okay? Different fonts and different gender. That's just all that it is. But no, they get back to the house and they trying to scrub to make sure everything didn't get out yet because, you know, that it's going to hit the news and they ain't trying to do that. And the Anita Dupree impersonator had already posted it. And they was hoping that nobody saw it. But guess who saw it? Nicole saw that shit. She came over there. She was pissed as hell. Okay? She was pissed as hell. Mind you, Vernon over there talking to Anita. He on the phone. And he trying to come down there and tell her, listen, let me tell you something, girl. Baby, they want to do a biopic on the Articulates. And why they say they wanted Halle Bailey to be up in there and to play you? Okay, they trying to get the Little Mermaid to play you. That's a tall task. I said, bitch, let me tell you something. One thing about it, Parkwood, baby, they some Parkwood Beyonce stands, okay? Because, listen, Beyonce, they love Beyonce on this show. All right, they love Beyonce. It's always a reference to Beyonce. And now we got Halle up in here. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I love that. You know, come on, black girl power. All right, black girl magic, I should say. But yeah, you got all that going on. And Anita was dozed out until Nicole came through and was like, can you believe what the fuck Danny ass did? Now listen, I've been trying to be here for Danny and all that. I know she going through her shit, but she didn't cross the goddamn line. And they showed her what was going on. They was like, ain't this some shit? Mind you, they had not heard from Danny in a minute. They knew she went to Vegas. They eventually found that out. But they was just like, I know she on some fuck shit. And that what it was, okay? She done got married to my nephew, so now he not my nephew, he my brother-in-law? What is this? Now, in that sense, bitch, I would be confused and I'd be upset just for you confusing me like that. But in another sense, it's like, he ain't related by blood. I just have a problem with the fact that you probably seen this little boy grow up. Okay, because I'm pretty sure he was around when they was kids, when him and the, what's his name? Ted first got together. Probably wasn't even around when Ted first got together with Nicole. They probably was married before he was born. Bitch, you saw that boy as a baby. And now you didn't get you fucking around with him. That's where I feel issue with too. Okay, so, you know, I feel like Nicole is justified. Let me take that back. Nicole is very much justified feeling weird. Just because he's an adult, Danny's adult, he's of age, he's probably a grown age too. It's still weird, bitch. You saw this little boy up in his Pampers, probably. It's weird. It's weird. It's too big of an age gap. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are dangerous with each other because y'all are not helpful to each other. Y'all are immature as fuck with each other. But hey, that's neither here nor there. So you got that going on, right? And then over there at Bill's place, Haley, you want to say that Danny is obsessed with Bill. True. But she has every reason to be. I mean, she known the man and was married to the man. That was the only man that she had been with at the time. Got together with him. He got her while she was young. And basically, you know, that's all she ever knew. So that's all she known. That's all she ever loved and everything, whatever. Cool. Well, then we get it, right? But you up here worrying about, you want your relationship to just be about you and Bill, right? But yeah, you keep on bringing up Danny. Well, I'm surprised Danny ain't said nothing. She been way too quiet. And how she gonna feel? Why do you care? You want the lady out of your life. She's not doing anything. Let it go. That's because you ain't got shit else to do. And you're bored and you're insecure as fuck. Girl, she done found the goddamn picture and the thing that's saying that they got married. So now Bill is pissed off. I was with Haley. Now why the fuck are you mad? What they got to do with us? It was like, because our kids, and she's going to confuse our kids. You know, Chelsea just went through this and all this stuff. Baby, that would work if the kids was under 12, okay? That would work then. But no, the kids are grown-ass women. They know what's going on. I mean, and it ain't going to be confusing for goddamn Chelsea, because Chelsea wound up Chelsea's a goddamn lesbian. And I'm only saying that because look at how fast she moved with Madison. She met Madison, and within a week, they were in love. Okay? They were in love. proclaiming it. They're practically about to move in with each other. All right? They haven't even been together for a full month or full 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can handle that. I know she got kidnapped or whatever, but that ain't got shit to do with it. Bill, you could have came up with something better. You could have came up with a different excuse, okay? But at the end of the day, Bill still wants that lady, and he is jealous. He is jealous because, truth be told, I feel like one thing it is, it's probably a little bit of competition in his mind. Like, damn, so you went and got with, you gonna come at me with getting somebody younger, and you probably went and got with somebody even younger than Haley? That's what it's given, because I'm pretty sure Andre is younger than Naomi, okay? And I feel like Haley and Naomi around the same age. Okay, Sacred, no. They're around the same age. So, yeah, I feel like that's part of it. And it's like, well, how dare she go ahead and finally move on? She ain't completely moved on, Bill, but, you know, it is what it is. You going over there to her house. First of all, we don't lock doors. We don't lock doors because you're not just going to walk into my home like this and try to cuss me out about my behavior. Baby, go back home and deal with your wife. And truth be told, if I was in Danny's position, I was doing everything that Danny had been doing up to this point, and then the man or the person that I wanted, and they come in barging and like, why you doing it? Bitch, that probably would have turned me on. And I know that turns her on. Like, you still care. You still want this, bitch. You still want this. That's what it is. And you know that's how Danny was feeling, bitch. You know it. Because in the preview for next week, Danny and Bill gonna be kissing. Passionately. Yes, they want each other. Yes, they want each other. Okay, didn't I say they will go back together? Oh, poor Haley, baby. You might as well just get up out of there. Okay? Go play around with Randy. And so you got that going on. This Derek situation, Derek lying about him being able to walk. Okay? He want to repropose to Ashley. He faking it. And he probably can't walk, but he getting some sensation back, especially in his thigh. Okay, cool. Now, this is the part where it really pissed me off. Now, Jacob comes over there to do a little bit of exercising with him, and he finds out earlier that, you know, because the book fell on Derek's leg, his thigh, and he felt it. He was like, oh, my God, man, you feel that? And so, of course, Derek went on ahead and told him, yeah, I feel a little twinge or whatever, but it's nothing deep. It was like, have you told Ashley yet? No, I haven't told Ashley, and I'll tell her when I need to tell her, woo, woo, woo. So when he comes back over there to, do the workout and all that shit, he was like, so when you gonna tell her, and why you won't tell her right now? He said, I want to do something like, when we get married, and then be a big surprise, and she thinking I'm finna roll down the aisle, and instead of rolling down the aisle, I'ma walk. I'm gonna get up and show her that I can walk a little bit. And here go Jacob. Instead of just being a supportive friend, which don't mean that you have to agree with what he doing. Because technically speaking, I don't think what he's doing is really that bad. Yes, you keeping something from your so-called partner. But at the same time, it's not really that bad. It's not like he's hiding money and taking money out of the, doing something illegal or whatever. That's not what it is, right? And even then, mind your fucking business, okay? This is what I mean when I say that Jacob is so goddamn self-righteous. Man, I can't keep no secret like that. I can't be with you on this, okay? Me and my wife, I don't keep no secrets from my wife. That's not what we do. I'm like, God damn, Jacob, it's not that damn deep. He wanted to surprise his girl. And yes, I do feel like it's kind of messed up that he's keeping it a secret, but at the same time, he don't know if this shit is real between him and Ashley. And that's why he's really doing it, okay? Because how is it before I got injured, you didn't want anything to do with me. You wanted to be with Andre. You didn't accept my proposal. I get injured. Now you want to treat me like a little pet. Now you want to get married to me and you want to propose to me. So in his eyes, I'm pretty sure he's thinking, is this real? So let me think and play this off a little bit longer so I can see it through and see if she's really here for me or if she's here just because I'm hurt and I'm like a pet project to her. Because I guarantee you that's what it is. That's what it is. Because when she came in and in the coffee shop and Mona was there and her mama Jen was there and she overheard her mama say that Mona say that Andre and Danny got married. She was like, God, the look on her face was like, whoa, bitch, ain't that some shit? She was hurt. She was hurt. She don't want Derek. She want Andre. And so still, it's like, what is the big deal? Why you can't keep your band secret? That's your friend, right? And you getting so upset. Damn, Jacob acting like Derek want him to hold the secret that he got a baby by another bitch on the way. You know what I'm saying? That's how he acting. I'm just like, damn, Jacob, calm the fuck down. He irked me so much with that shit. Meanwhile, Shanice, you want Derek. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Shanice felt something for Derek because she feels some type of way about the whole situation too. Okay? Because she want Derek. And I'm just like, girl, why? Oh my God, that is so funny. Why? But yeah, for real, why? What's going on? What's going on, people? I just don't. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, bitch, get the fuck. Jacob can go. Like, if he was to have an unfortunate accident, I would not shed no tears. I would be like, thank goodness, unfortunately, with his character. Because he just irks me so much. But I don't want Naomi to be, feeling that. That's just sad. We got enough of that going around, okay? And speaking of, let's just go there. Douglas, may he rest in peace. First of all, Vanessa and Doug had a moment where they was eating at the country club or whatever together. Was it either the country club or they was at Uptown or Uptown, one of them. They was having lunch or something. And he was basically like, so how about we going to a vacation together? You know what I'm saying? The kids are going to be right before the kids come back from school. And, why don't we just go out on a vacation together? She was like, absolutely not. I got shit to do. That's basically what she said. No, she don't want to be with him. It's like too little too late. And my whole thing is, you walked in, and I just can't stand the fact that they did the way that they did. Was it 2 weeks ago, he walked in on that Friday and saw Joey and Vanessa getting it in, right? And then when we came back that Monday, didn't say nothing about it. Okay? I wish we would have saw the aftermath and she'd be like, oh my God, I wanted to see that. But apparently we didn't get to see that, but it must have happened because he already told her, bitch, so you okay with fucking around with Joey? And she was like, bitch, I do what I want to do. We had this arrangement already and it is what it is. So basically, he knows about her having extramarital affairs and all that stuff. And he's okay with it to a certain extent. And the only reason why he's not okay with Joey is because Joey is the money situation and who Joey is. And he knows that that she got feelings for Joey. Okay? Joey is doing things for Vanessa in a way that she hasn't had from Doug in a while. Joey is making her feel wanted. Joey is making her feel desired. You know what I'm saying? Making her feel like she's free, in a sense. And for a while, Doug has not been making her feel that way. Doug probably been stressing her ass out, especially with the gambling and then the drinking and all of this other stuff. And so therefore, she gets somebody that is actually in her age group that is actually being attentive and being what she needs and not pressuring her to do anything but be her, okay? And that's what she fell for. Doug is trying to get that back. You are okay with I cannot, if we are not in a throuple, bitch, I am not okay with seeing you fucking around with another nigga. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Bitch, Doug, you lost me right then and there. And you ain't beat Joey ass. I mean, he probably would have still tried to take you out because of that too. But at the same time, at least you would have attempted to make it seem like you gave a damn or whatever. And I was just like, oh, Lord have mercy. Vanessa said no. Then here comes Joey saying, Vanessa, go away with me. Vanessa said, sure. I said, bitch. Your husband said, hey, let's go away and let's rekindle some things. You said, absolutely not, nigga. It's just over and done with. The girl, Joey, came over and said, let's go to Puerto Rico. She said, what time you coming to pick me up? Okay, without one hesitation. Baby, they get there and it was all a setup. What's his name? Doug is over there playing poker, losing like it ain't nothing, drunk as hell. Marcel come up in there And then next thing you know, he starts winning. And then he drinks something and he's just out of it. Marcel took that money from him and said, where you going? You ain't gonna need the money, baby. Girl, next thing you know, Vanessa get a call from what's his name, Jacob, after he been calling her multiple times and telling her, listen, it was an accident. It smelled like alcohol up in that bitch, so therefore it was a DUI. He went off the viaduct and the man is dead. Okay, now listen, I know he was the top and he got to sound a certain way. But the problem with Jacob also that bothers me with the actor that plays him is the fact that his voice, the tone of his voice, is so soft and airy, but in an irritating kind of way because it has no other inflection. It's one fucking tone, one note, one pitch, one feeling. He can be pissed off and it don't go above that same octave. He could be happy and it don't go nowhere. He could be sad and it goes nowhere. There is no expression in his voice. I should be able to feel it from your voice, and I don't, and that's what irritates me. It's just flat. His voice is flat when he's not a good actor to me. Okay, that's just what it is. It sounds like he literally memorized his lines, but it is what it is. But I was just like, oh my God, Vanessa, woo, Mama, you played your role this week. You played that harlot of a whore crying role this week, girl. You took us through all of the emotions. You was disgusted. You was happy. You was concerned. You were free. You were horny, okay? Freaky. And then you was sad as fuck, bitch. In shock. And you gave it to us. And you sold it to me, bitch. I said, or I should say, you did that. You did that, bitch. Especially that scene when she first found out that Doug was dead on that phone. I said, oh my goodness. Oh no, let's take it back when Doug had called her and was like, are you over there with Joey? Joey was such an asshole. She on the phone with him, right? And when and Joey is my type of petty because it's like, this lady is with me right about now. I don't want her being upset knowing damn well I'm about to kill her husband. So let me come up here and bust this groove up. You all right over there? Doug was like, you over there with him? She was like, no. And then Joey gonna say something. I didn't know you was on the phone with him. Like, what's going on? I was just really trying to figure out what's going on. He is such a liar. Mind you, Marcellus was trying to get the hell up out of there. He was like, bitch, I'm retired. Joey said, absolutely the fuck not. You're going to stay here as long as I need you to. I said, see, you cannot work with a person like that. You said that you was on, he was like, bitch, I never said I was on retainer. It's free. You pay me and I do the job and I'm done. Okay. He said, I don't give a good goddamn, bitch. You going to be here. That's what it is. I said, oh Lord have mercy. And when you see how Joey do Marcellus, he is not going to let Martin out of there. Martin is not out the clear. Nor the Duprees. They are not out the clear at all, right? That's what Marcellus had to tell Smitty when he told him about him doing that article on him. He was like, you better be careful because truth be told, it'd be more of a backlash and more a consequences and fucked up for the Duprees than it would be for me if all this shit comes out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, you ain't even lying about that. Because they hold the Duprees all the way up here, right? So, yeah, you got that going on. Polar Dougie Dub. Now, Vanessa telling Nicole she come down at the Uptown and she was like, girl, what's going on? You heard that shit about Danny? She was like, girl, I don't give a fuck about Danny, my man, dad. Yo, what? Oh my God, Douglas. All right, guys. I was like, oh, that's so sad. Bitch, I feel so bad for Vanessa, but Doug, you had that shit coming. And I keep on forgetting that they got kids and they got twins. And now they got to tell the twins. And then his son coming on the show next week. Talk about something. We're going to sue the company. We're going to sue you. We're going to sue the bartender. We're going to make sure you take you down. I said, oh, you just like your daddy. You're about to die too. You only been on the scene for 5 seconds. And now you're already putting your death in order. Ain't that some shit? But all right. That scene when Vanessa, because Vanessa was gonna get a ride with Nicole to go back home. Joey had came up in there. Jan, I did not know that she works with she works in her home. So I don't know if she like the housekeeper or something like that. I don't know. Because she asked her to go to her house and get her wallet. Okay, cool. She brings it down to uptown and tell her what was going on, hug her and all that stuff. Joey pops up and she introduces Joey as her business partner, right? Then Jan leaves and then Joey, gives her a hug and all this stuff, trying to make sure she's all right. And she was like, because he said, you want me to take you home? She said, no, I got it because Nicole gonna take me or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. Gives her a hug. Nicole comes in and see this and she like, ain't this a bitch? I done told this bitch about this man and you couldn't even wait. Your husband ain't even buried yet. And you are up here with this. Girl, Nicole just stood there like, all right, guys, listen, Paul Dougie Dub. I need when they tired, let me get my shit together. When they do a death, I need it to be more so we can be surprised and not be so like, because everybody knew that Doug was about to go. Girl, we said Doug was about to go as soon as he put that plan in motion about trying to take Joey out 2 weeks ago. We knew he was about to go. Okay? So when it happened, we really wasn't surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't even like, damn, they didn't even show us. Girl, they just blurred his face out. And next thing you know, it was a car crash. They didn't even show us the car. They could have showed us him in the car swerving or whatever. They ain't do nothing. They just wiped him off the scene. Oh, may he rest in peace. But anyway, that was the season. Oh, that was the episode this week. This was this week's episode. But you guys tell me how you felt about it. If I missed anything, let's discuss it in the comments. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.